Good day, everyone. Miraculous events continue. BPN has heard exclusively that 7 days ago Joshua was nearby Jericho when he saw a man standing in front of him with a drawn sword. Joshua asked him if he was for Israel or for their enemies, and the man made an astonishing answer. He said, "Neither, for I am the commander of the army of the Lord." Joshua fell on his face to the ground and began to worship. And Joshua asked him, "What does my Lord wish to say to his servant?" The man replied, "Remove your sandals from your feet, for this is holy ground." Joshua did that. The Lord gave Joshua a plan to bring down the walls of Jericho. People have had their doubts about the plan, but today their doubts have been silenced. Jericho has fallen. I repeat, Jericho has fallen. Let's go to our roving reporter, Rowena Rapids, who is at the scene. Rowena, what were God's plans to bring the walls of this mighty city to the ground?
I am here outside the walls of the city of Jericho. You are absolutely correct. Jericho has fallen. The way that it was done is, shall we say, unconventional. God gave the plan to Joshua. For 6 days, the men of fighting age lined up behind the Ark of the Covenant. In front of that, 7 priests who were carrying 7 ram's horn trumpets.
The Ark of God contains God's law, a jar of manna, and Aaron's staff. Am I correct?
Yes, Skylar. The Ark does contain these things, as we also reported during the crossing of the Jordan.
How did the walls come down, Rowena? And were Rahab and her family saved?
We are indeed on the 7th day here, Skywar. This morning, very early, the fighting men queued up behind the Ark and the 7 priests. The priests played the trumpets as they began to walk. They circled the city 7 times today. When the priests gave a long blow on the trumpet, each of the fighting men shouted a great battle cry, and the walls, they crumbled. They couldn't stand before it. Rahab and her family were indeed saved. You can see her window just behind me here with the red cord hanging from it. The Israelites have captured the city and have been instructed to destroy everything except the silver, the gold, the bronze, and the iron articles, which will be taken into the treasury of the house of the Lord. The Lord has been truly with Joshua, just as he was with Moses. That's all from Jericho. This is Rowena Rapids, handing it back to you in the studio, Skywar.
God has absolutely done it, Rowena. When Joshua first took over leadership of Israel, I recall God told him to be strong and very courageous. There is no doubt that Joshua has taken that to heart. God will certainly give his people strength and courage against all seemingly impossible odds. This is Skylar Crumbcakes for all of the BPN crew signing off. Thank you for watching BPN, the best possible news. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed our newsreel about Joshua and the fall of Jericho.
Etc., yeah.
Yep, and it talked about godly courage, and we needed to say something about godly courage. Courage is not having all the power. Yeah. Courage is not having all the mighty strength. Courage is having the Spirit of God. And Joshua was commissioned and anointed and appointed by God to have courage to lead Israel against very, very, very hard odds, very strong odds against him. And that's what godly courage is all about. Godly courage is when God calls you to do something that's very, very difficult and very, very brave, and you have courage and he gives you the strength against some unsurmountable odds. That's what courage is. Yeah. And one of the most courageous people I'm going to have Tina tell you about that he happened to be in my life and especially in hers. So go ahead.
So Mike really likes this story because my dad was in the Air Force, and he was in Vietnam. He was in the war, the conflict in Vietnam. in whatever, whatever it was, 60s, 70s. And my dad has 2 Bronze Stars and a Medal of Honor. I believe it's a Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor.
And so one time he was asked by me, because I'm cheeky, he was asked by me, "Hey Dad, how did you get these?" And he just shook his head and looked at me and said, those guys are ridiculous. They just give those things out for you doing your job. So my dad didn't want any accolade. He didn't want to be told how courageous he was. He just wanted to do his job.
Yeah.
Because God was with him and God helped him do what he needed to do. So look, here you go. This is the bottom line. When you get back to school in August, if you see somebody sitting alone in the lunchroom or in class or whatever, or while you're out playing or whatever, just go over and talk to them.
Yeah. Because
God has given you the ability to do that because you have godly courage.
Right.
Hey, we want to say thanks to Skylar and Rowena for taking the time to help us do the videos, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget your challenges. The Amazon card is still up for grabs. You have 1 more week.
Come on.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.